the things that you tell yourself, the way that you characterize obstacles, the way that you talk to yourself about adversity or when things go wrong, every single part of those could be considered your mindset. And you're always looking through it to see the world. It's like the room within the room. Welcome back to another episode of Morning Coffee. My name is Rick Alexander. If you guys listened to yesterday's show, you know I'm only going to be doing shows on this channel for the next 2 weeks. And then it'll be about another month after that, mid-January. And then all 480 plus Morning Coffee shows and Lionheart Radio shows will go away. And I'll start at the end of December recording on a new channel, which will be called Morning Coffee with Rick Alexander. And it'll be super easy to subscribe to and find. So if you've been getting a lot out of this show, then you can continue to follow me on that new channel. You know, this channel has been incredible, 480 plus shows. We've been in the top 100 in philosophy podcasts in the US, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, even the UK. It's been amazing, and I know it's only possible because people like you continue to listen and continue to subscribe and continue to share it. And so my hope is if you're getting a lot out of this, you'll continue to follow and listen on that new channel. But I'll be releasing details on that later on next week, telling you where you can find the new podcast and everything like that. All right, so what I want to talk to you about today is your mindset. I think mindset is something that is really misunderstood in society today. We tend to think of our mindset as this like odd part of our brain. It's like somewhere in our brain, and you know we are always told, well, you got to have the right mindset, especially in the motivational space. And it's like, well, what does that mean? How do I conceptualize that? It's just this weird part in my brain. And I know it has something to do with my thoughts and what I tell myself. And so I wanted to tell you a perspective to help you find a better mindset, or to help conceptualize what mindset even is. Instead of just a part in your brain, I think the mind can be understood as something that projects out from you like 4 to 6 feet. It's like another room. It's like you're in a room within a room, and you have to look through this one room in order to see the bigger room. Another way to think about your mindset would be with augmented reality. So what augmented reality is sort of like when you look through a lens and you see reality, you see what's actually there in the world, and then you see something else that's been augmented. And so Pokemon, that Pokemon Go game that got really, really big a couple of years ago, would be considered augmented reality. So you look through your phone and you would see these Pokemon and you would try to catch them. Now, I didn't really play. I don't really know that much about it, but I do remember how big it got, and I remember the idea behind it. Well, there's also like augmented reality apps for your phone that have really utilitarian type purposes. Like Apple has one where you just use it to measure for other flat surfaces. And so you don't have to have a tape measure, you don't have to have a measuring stick with you or yardstick or anything like that. You just hold your phone up, open up this app, and as you look through the lens, it will actually help you measure what you're seeing out in the world, out in reality. Now, your mindset works very much the exact same way. And so you have to look through it in order to see what's actually there. And just like an augmented reality game, you can use it in any way that you want. It can be productive, it can be unproductive, doesn't really matter. You remember back when Pokemon got big, Darwin started using it like crazy to take people out. I remember I saw people like running off of a cliff chasing a Pokemon. There were other people that had ran into traffic. Just people losing their mind as they're looking through this augmented reality game. And I think it's actually more effective for us to start thinking of our mindset as augmented reality, because as we look through whatever our mindset is, we see a picture that's augmented from what's really there, and you don't actually have any choice. You're going to see it in some way. And so you could think of your mindset as the lens that you're looking through that's augmenting your reality. And so if you run up to some sort of adversity, let's say, or some sort of obstacle, if your mindset is incorrect or unproductive, or maybe just conditioned based on what you've been told in the past, you look through and you see that obstacle as a wall. Like you see it as something that you need to turn around because you can no longer go this way. But there's other mindsets that are going to look at that and say, well, this is unfortunate. It's a setback, but perhaps it's telling me something. Perhaps I need to find a new way around. Maybe I don't need to go backwards, but I need to find something else around. So you're looking through your mindset and you're seeing the world some way, right? It's not that you're seeing it different than it is. It's just that you're seeing it in some way. And so you're always looking through your mindset. And so the things that you tell yourself, the way that you characterize obstacles, the way that you talk to yourself about adversity or when things go wrong, every single part of those could be considered your mindset. And you're always looking through it to see the world. It's like the room within the room. The room doesn't necessarily change, but the way to change your life is the way that you're looking at it. And so one of the things I talk about kind of a lot is this idea that what you do with your life matters, but how you feel about what you do with your life matters far more. A good way to understand that is if you have all of the money in the world, all of the material success you could ever ask for, but you're lonely and you don't have any friends and you're miserable, you could make a great case for that being an unsuccessful way to live your life. And then you could just as easily envision or picture a scenario where someone doesn't have a lot of material success, but is surrounded by friends and family and has just enough to get by, but has a lot of contentment with their life. There's a scenario in which you could see that as being really successful. And I think most people, given the choice between the two, would actually pick the latter. And so it's not necessarily what you're doing, but how you're seeing what you're doing. And then if you start to see what you're doing correctly, it'll actually position you to do what you want. For example, we'll go back to the old example of seeing an obstacle. It's not that the obstacle is there that's the problem. Obstacles are always going to be there. It's the augmented reality that you're looking at the obstacle through, which is going to create either a problem or it's going to help you, right? Because a lot of times when you meet adversity in life, it's an error message telling you that the way you've mapped out the world is incorrectly, and so you have to map it out a new way. Now, a lot of people don't conceptualize mindset like this. So when they run into obstacles, they try to hold on to what they know, and if that means they have to turn around and go back and do something else, then that's what they do. But remember, if you want to go forward, if there's something on the other side of that obstacle that you actually want, then you need to find the right way to look at it that's going to give you what you want. So the right way to look at obstacles many times, like especially when it comes to failure and things, is that they're just the tuition that you pay to learn something new. It's the price that you're paying to get to the other side of that obstacle. Look, the way that you look at the world really, really matters because it's going to dictate how you move through it. And so don't think of the mindset as this arbitrary piece in the back of your brain. Think about it as the augmented reality lens through which you see everything in your world. And it's either going to be productive and helpful, or it's going to hinder you and be unproductive. It's going to cause you to turn around and run more often than finding the way through. That's the power of figuring out the right mindset, or finding the right mindset, or putting time and work into your mindset. You know, right now, suicide rates are higher than they've ever been. Depression rates, obesity rates, like all of these things are climbing, and we're a little bit of a loss to figure out why. And I don't think that becoming aware of mental health is actually the problem. I think the problem is we need to redefine what mental health is in the first place. And I think that starts with mindset, because again, the adversity, the obstacles, the overwhelm, the things that you're not ready for in life are going to come no matter how you look at it. No matter what you do, the obstacles are going to come. What matters is not what you do, but how you feel about what you do, how you look and see what you do. That's the thing that's going to position you to actually start changing your life. All of the events, they're going to happen in anyway. You know, the adversity is going to happen, the sickness is going to happen, the overwhelm, the confusion, all of that stuff is going to be a part of the human experience. The part that you get to control is the lens that you're looking through and the way that you see it. And so that's how I want to conceptualize mindset going forward. And of course, if you want help with mindset, I think the Clarity Academy is like a masterclass in how to have the right mindset going forward. Registration opens for that on December 9th. So if you're looking to do that, of course, hit me up and I could point you in the right direction, let you know, put you on the list for when registration opens. But either way, you know, your reality is going to be augmented by the things that you've done and the way that you see things. So the least you could do for yourself is look through a lens that sees all of the things that you're looking at as productive in your life, as something that can actually get you where you want to go. And if you keep finding that you're running into error messages and you're not making progress, it's the lens that you're looking through that you need to change. I love you. Hope you have an amazing day. We'll talk later on Morning Coffee.
I'm in my 20s, so I panic in every way. I'm so scared of the future. I keep missing today. How did you do it? How did you turn out alright? I swear it's always easier back then. Or is it just hindsight? They keep telling me you've got your whole life ahead of you, baby. Don't worry, don't stress, do you? I don't dare shut my eyes. I don't wanna miss a thing. I don't wanna let you down. I don't wanna disappoint me. I won't stop looking at others, thinking that's where I should be. I'm trying to enjoy myself, love myself. Who the fuck is myself? But they keep telling me you've got your whole life ahead of you, baby. Don't worry, don't stress, do your best. What if that doesn't save me? They say if I could go back, if I was still young, I would've cared less. Made more mistakes to learn from, but you didn't, cause you had your whole life ahead of you, baby. How did you make it work out? Don't tell me you faked it. Should I be changing it now, or am I too late? It could just be me, or maybe our generation. Still they say be patient, it's all meant to be. You've got your whole life ahead of you, baby. You've got your whole life ahead of you, baby. They say if I could go back and